Hello and welcome. For this week's post, I'm coming to you directly from my laptop screen, where I'm going to be taking you through how to get started with Aweber. Aweber is an email service provider. It's the service that I use for my own emails. And it's one that I recommend, especially if you are just getting started, because it's got a few more functions and it's got a bit more functionality than some of the very basic services like MailChimp, but it's affordable that you can still use it when you are just getting started. So it's only $19 per month, and they also have a 30-day free trial, so you can try it before you buy it. Now, I should say up front that I am an affiliate of Aweber, and the link that I'll be sharing is an affiliate link. That means that if you use it to sign up, I will get a little bit of money in return. That being said, I should stress that I am only recommending it because it is the service that I use myself, and because I find it a great service. So with that, let's dive in. I'm Colette Broomhead, and this is Business Class Monday. So let's get started. I'm going to set up a new account so that you can see exactly what it looks like when you first get set up. So I'm going to set up an account for my food blog. So I've entered my personal details and my payment details. You are asked to enter payment details, but obviously nothing is taken until that first month's trial is over and you decide to continue. If you choose to cancel during the first 30 days, then you don't get charged. So make sure you select, if you want that free trial, make sure you select the monthly option here. And then just click Start My Free Trial. So once that's all processed, you get to this welcome screen, and you'll also get a couple of emails just confirming you've set your account up. So you'll need to go to the email that Aweber sends you, and that will give you your username and password. So pop those in there. And then you've got your very own welcome video, and it will actually lead you through how to get set up. So this is where we're going to set up your first list. Essentially, your list is the group of subscribers that are going to sign up for your lead magnet. Now, once you get using Aweber, you can decide how you want to manage your lists. There are also things called campaigns, which you can start to use, but I'm not going to get into that today. So today we're just going to set up a single list, and that is going to be for our lead magnet. So let's put in the company name, Eat, Drink, Cook. We'll add all the details here. Every time you create a new list, you will be asked to enter your address details. This is a legal requirement, so you do need to include address details. If you're not comfortable with sharing your personal address, then there's a couple of ways to get around this. One way is, of course, to pay for a PO box address that you could use. Or if you're at the stage where you're not really ready to start paying for a PO box address, what I do is I just take the house number out. So it is still sharing my address details, but just not to quite such a detailed level. Okay, and then you get to your sender name. So this is the name that you want to appear on your emails when they go into, like, who the email is from, when they go into your customer's inbox. So you can either choose your company name or you can choose your own name. Now, I suggest using your own name because people are more likely to open an email from a person than they are from a business. So I'm going to leave this at Colette Broomhead rather than changing it to Eat, Drink, Cook. I'm also going to change, so this will be the email address that will appear. So again, I don't want my Hotmail address showing there. I'm going to use my Eat, Drink, Cook email address. Okay, so now is where we get to choose our list name. So your list name will generally relate to either the offer that you're linking it to, so your lead magnet, or you can just name it after the kind of overall topic that your lead magnet is about, and that way you can leave that list open to use for future similar related lead magnets that have the same topic. So again, that's up to you as to how you want to manage it, but for now I'm just going to name my list meal plan, and then you can give a brief description. This is basically, again, to just give your subscribers a little bit of information about what your emails are about. So you can either make this specific to each list, or you can do what I do, which is just to give a general description for each list. So for example, regular tasty tips and updates from Eat, Drink, Cook. Okay, so now subscribers know what to expect. Okay, now we're looking at the confirmation message that will be sent to subscribers when they've filled out your form and added their details. So you'll know yourself when you subscribe to a service, quite often you're sent an email that you then have to click through in order to confirm your subscription. The purpose of that is firstly to prevent sort of spam subscriptions, and secondly to ensure that your subscribers really are engaged and they really do want to subscribe to your list. It gives them that little extra step. And although it might seem a bit counterintuitive because it's making it a little bit harder for them to subscribe properly, it means that those that do subscribe really want to. And what you want is a quality list rather than quantity. I mean, hopefully both, but quality over quantity. So you can choose for your subject line one of these preset options, or you can create your own. Now I've found creating my own helps a little bit. You can make it a little bit more personal. So I'm going to request approval of a custom subject headline. So I'm going to say, please confirm your subscription to Eat, Drink, Cook. And you just have to leave that, and it goes off to be approved, which usually takes a day or so. Then you've got the actual message itself. So you'll see the body of it you can't edit, but you can edit the beginning and the end. So it says, please click the link below to confirm that you'd like to receive email from meal plan. Now I want it to say Eat, Drink, Cook rather than the name of my list. So I'm going to put Eat, Drink, Cook there. And then if you do not, then at the end we've got thank you Colette Broomhead. So I'm just going to make that a little bit more friendly by taking off my surname, and then I'm going to approve the message and create the list. And now we have our list. Now this is the page that you will always get to when you first log in to Aweber. This is your kind of dashboard page. So you can see that up the top here, this shows you the list that you are currently in. So you can switch to different lists. So I've created a separate dummy list here, so you can kind of switch around to your different lists. You've got here the number of subscribers that you've received and unsubscribers, and then any recent broadcasts that you sent will be listed down here along with the number of opens and clicks, and then you've got your overall stats, so the number of people subscribed and unsubscribed and the totals, and you'll have that for all of your lists in this table here. So now that we've got our list set up, the next step is to create a welcome email or a welcome series. Now, I definitely suggest creating a series, because by creating a series of emails that your subscriber will receive over a period of time, you're kind of helping to build that relationship. You're staying in their inbox, you're gradually sort of becoming more familiar to them, and it gives you an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself, introduce your business, and to add more value to them. And you don't want to be doing that all in one massive long email, because that's too overwhelming. So it allows you to just gradually sort of give them little tidbits here and there. So let's look at where we create our first message. So see here, the button here is create a message. So I use the drag and drop email builder, which is super easy. So you see here, you've got the main body of the email. Now there's nothing wrong with just using this and typing your email in here and saving it, and you're good to go. But I like to add a header image. So I have prepared one earlier that I shall pop in here. So you just see, as you can see, I just dragged and dropped there. Okay, so that's an image that I just created quickly in Canva. So that's a handy place to be able to create nice little email headers. And then you've got your main body. So I'm just going to say hi. This is where you can personalize. So you've got here, this will pre-fill the customer's first name that they will provide in their when they add their details when they're subscribing. So you've got that there. If you want to add additional personalization elements, you've got all the list here that you can add, so you can add whatever other personalization that you like from here, but I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm just going to say welcome to Eat, Drink, Cook. I hope you enjoy my recipes. Whoops. And then obviously I'm not going to write a great long email here, but this is where you can start to introduce yourself. I have created a guide that I'll include in the blog post for this video that you can download, which gives you basically a cheat sheet for a 5 email welcome series and tells you what to write in each one. So if you'd like that, make sure you download your copy. But for this, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to end it there. So take care, Colette. Okay, so that's my email finished, but you can see you can add, if you wanted to add video, you just drag and drop, whoops, your video in there. You can add images, so have a play, see what you can add, your social share buttons. You can create a standard signature that you add. So there's all sorts of stuff that you can play around here to make your emails really kind of stand out and interesting. You can add buttons, so if you want people to click through to something, you can perhaps put a button in, or you can actually create links in the same way that you can in WordPress, just by highlighting and then clicking this here, your little paperclip, and then adding your URL there. So you've got all the mod cons. So I'm happy with that. The next thing, of course, not to forget, is to add your subject line. So I'm just going to put welcome to Eat, Drink, Cook, and again you can personalize your subject line. So let's have first name again, there we go, and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to save it, and then you have the option to actually test it, so you can get a copy of the email sent to your own inbox. So you just add your email address here, and then click send test. And then you can check it, make sure everything's working, make sure everything's looking at the way you want it to. And then once you're happy with it, just save and exit. And here's your email. And now this is how you decide how you want to send it. So if you're using this as a welcome email, which we are, you're going to add it to your follow-up series. Okay. And this means that anytime anyone subscribes to your list, this is the first email that will automatically be sent to welcome them to that list. So you've added them up. This is follow-up number 1, so it just means this is the first welcome. This is the first email of the series, and so we're going to add that email. Okay. And to create additional messages for your series, all you need to do is go back, create a new message. I'll show you one more just so that you can see how I add it to the next part of the series. We're just going to keep it simple, so we're just going to say love Colette here, keep it at that, save it, put in our headline, so all about me or something like that. Probably not an ideal headline, who wants to know all about me? But anyway, for the purpose of this, we'll leave it at that. We'll assume we've tested it, and so we're just going to save and exit here. So we've now got our second email saved. So we go back into the send options, and we want to add that to our follow-up series, of course, too. And then you can decide how many days after email 1 you want this one to be sent. So I'm going to get it sent a couple of days after. Okay, so then I'm going to add that to my follow-up series. So now you have an email being sent on day 1 when someone first subscribes, and another one being sent 2 days later. And you can keep adding messages, as many as you like, to that follow-up series, so that you could have messages going out for a whole month if you like, or however long you like. So that's how you create your welcome series. And then lastly, I'm just going to quickly show you how you create a broadcast. So your broadcasts are just those one-off messages that you send, and you can send these to multiple lists as well. So I'm going to, again, just keep this simple. We'll just put this love Colette. So for example, maybe I've just written a new blog post. So I may want to say, hey, check out my new post. Again, obviously this isn't the standard email I would write. You'd probably add a bit more, but for the purpose of this video, I want to keep it short and sweet. So then you'd perhaps link to your post here. Okay, my new post. Okay, and we're going to save that. We've got to assume we've previewed it, we've tested it, we're happy with it. So then we're going to save and exit. Okay, so now we're going to send a broadcast, because this isn't a regular email that we want sending out every time someone subscribes. This is just a one-off email that we're sending to our existing list, our existing lists, if you have more than one, to tell them that you've written a new post and get them to have a look at it. So we're going to schedule a broadcast. Okay, and this is where you get to kind of adjust the settings. So you have the option to share this on social. I don't actually bother with that. Then you can choose who you want to receive your meal plan. So you can actually include all the subscribers and all your lists. So you can just, if you want it to go to everyone, which I generally do for things like this, I will say send to all my lists. But you have got multiple options here you can play around with if you want to miss some out and so on. So we're going to apply that. And then you can choose when you want to send your message. So you can either send it straight away, or if you're really organised and you're scheduling things in advance, you can get it sent out the day your post goes live or a couple of days after, depending on how you want to work. So you can literally pick the specific time and choose your own time zone that you want it to be sent. So let's say we're going to send as at 10 AM. That's London time for me. And I'm going to send that on Friday. And then you just click apply and schedule. And then that will just automatically send out at the scheduled time. So that's it in a nutshell. That is how you get started with Aweber. I hope you found that helpful. Do let me know if you have any questions. As always, I'll be doing my live Q&A in business class on Thursday at 6:30 PM BST. I'd love to see you there. If you're not already a member of business class, then come and join us. There'll be a link in the blog post and below the video if you're watching it in YouTube. Take care. I'll see you next week.